Hey everybody, I'm Griffin with Electric Bike Report, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Often we are asked the question of what e-bikes are we personally riding? Not the ones that we're testing and reviewing, but what is it that we choose ourselves? So today we're actually going to be following along with a special guest later on, Stefania, who alongside her husband are some of the co-owners here at Electric Bike Report. Now, as you can imagine, they have nearly unrivaled access to trying out and testing different products. So with hundreds of models available to them, it'll be interesting to see which one she chose and what criteria was important to her that ultimately led her there. So today, let's go ahead and do a deep dive into the entire process from ordering to the very first ride on which bike she chose. So like I mentioned, it was going to be really interesting to see which bike Stefania would ultimately go with. Again, she has access to dozens of brands and literally hundreds of e-bikes to choose from, but ultimately she went with the Electric Bike Company. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the brand, there's a couple of things you got to know about them because they are really unique amongst the e-bike marketplace. Their specialty is in customizable electric beach cruisers. Now, if you're a fan of easy, relaxed going rides, beach cruisers are definitely going to appeal to you, but the fact that they can customize as much as they can is just really unique and really cool. Now, Electric Bike Company can only do this thanks to a lot of stateside involvement. They get the raw frames shipped in, the motors, and then parts of the batteries, but from there, everything else is done stateside so that they can control and make the bike exactly the way that you choose. All you really have to do is pick the frame and the motor option, but from there, you're off to the races with customization. You can pick the color of the frame, either from one of the over 40 options available, or you can even send them your own paint color that you want them to make. They can also paint the fork, the basket, and so much more. And of course, you can choose a lot of the different components on your bike, from the size of the tires to if you want a rigid or a suspension fork. Now, my favorite part would have to be their woodworking. They actually have their own wood shop where you can create a custom chain guard and custom fenders out of wood, which is just really cool and something you have to see in person to fully take in. Now, don't get me wrong, there are other operations you can go to in different brands, but typically if you're customizing an e-bike, it's a smaller scale, more niche, more boutique type of experience. Electric Bike Company is doing this at a scale I haven't seen anywhere else, which makes it awesome because you can start building your bike today and have it arrive at your doorstep in just a few weeks and it will be ready to ride too. They ship them out fully assembled, so all you really have to do is to straighten and tighten the handlebar and then you're ready to ride. Now let's go ahead and start building out a bike just like Stefania did to see how that whole process works. Now, you might think that this level of customization might get really complicated, but I'm actually really happy with the Electric Bike Company website because it makes the whole process pretty straightforward. It's really nice too because as you go through, there's no surprises in pricing. It adds along as you go, so you can definitely stick within a budget just by making some choices of what you want to keep or what you want to just go with standard as you're going through the whole process. So when you go to Electric Bike Company's website, you first start, like I mentioned before, just by picking out which frame appeals to you. They have high step options, they have step through options, they even have some kind of moped looking options as well. So from there, once you picked out the frame that definitely looks best to you, you go ahead and go to the customization, and this is where the fun begins. This is where I've spent hours actually just building and assembling really cool looking bikes that I would want to play with and have sent to me. You start first, of course, with the frame color. Now, what I like about this is, again, it's very clearly labeled. You have the free options up top, and then you see the additional cost for getting some of the more unique color options. But don't forget, like I mentioned before, you can actually just directly message the brand and work with them to get any color you want, so long as they can match it. Again, just really awesome to see the different ways you can kind of put a bike together. After you picked out your frame color, you then move on to the fork. If you want to keep it rigid suspension, you can, or you can upgrade that to a suspension fork. And then, of course, you can pick a new color for the fork. Now, what I really love is this is where you have a chance to let your personality shine and make it unique. You can make all these components that you can customize the same color, or you can change it up, go with themed things. I've made different ones from Bruce Banner, the Hulk type color setups to different things for my sports teams. You can make it however you want for you. Now, if you pick a chain guard on there, you can pick that as well. Like I mentioned before, the wood ones are my personal favorite. Just really cool and really unique option. Now, another thing that is key for a lot of shoppers is getting a bike that is actually the right size for them. This is an area where you can control that because they will offer different wheel sizes on some of the different frame models. In this case, you can pick between a 26-inch or a 24-inch, which is really cool because it'll help accommodate shorter riders just a little bit more with those smaller tires. Now, after you've picked out the frames and the spokes, you can even pick the color of the tires and the size as well. You can go with fat tires, you can go with tan wall, whatever works best for you. There's the fenders, and then the battery. This is another area that is really cool because depending on which model you pick, you can get a serious amount of battery life. Some of their models you can equip up to 3 different battery packs, meaning you're not going to have to charge your bike very often. Now, as you go through it, there's even options for having a basket attachment. For some of those models, if you do pick a second battery, the basket's gonna come standard anyway. But again, you can pick the overall color as well as the color of the mesh liner inside. Now, if you choose to add on a rack, you'll see how it auto-populates, again, coloring options, but also a lot of accessory options too. You can go with different crates, baskets, child seats, or even in the case of what Stefania ended up doing, some pannier bags that help kind of fit and match the aesthetic. Now, one thing that I really love about Electric Bike Company too is they don't just kind of like give you what you want, they try to keep going with what you want. So just like people want to add on child seats, you can actually pick a lot of the details on the different colors for the child seat. You can pick the overall color of the shell, the seat cushion, the straps. There's just a lot of granular details. And then of course a handlebar will always change up the look and feel of a ride. You can kind of go with a default cruiser style handlebar, switch it up to something more BMX, even high-rise chopper bars or mountain bars. It'll definitely change up how the comfort and ride control go, but make it unique to you, whatever it is that works best. You can get different grip styles, different seats. You can get ones with backrest attachments. You can get extra thick and padded saddles. Electric Bike Company might have the most padded saddle of anything I've ever tested this side of a Lazy Boy. You can get seat post suspension, and of course, if you're going to have a bike that's all tricked out, why not get a helmet that is also customizable as well? You can pick the color of the helmet and of the strap. Now, the throttle options, you can pick between a thumb lever and the twist grip throttle. There's also drivetrain options if you want a simplified single speed or upgrade to a 7-speed system, and technology packages. This will include things such as security options, the ability to unlock your bike with keys, to sound an alarm horn, all of those types of things. And then of course there's the warranty. Now, the cool thing about the amount of stateside customization here is since it does go through all of their checks and balances, they have some of the best warranties already built in place. You get 10 years on the frame and 10 years on the motor with 2 years on the battery. That is one of the most generous warranties you'll find anywhere, but even if you want a little bit of added protection, say for that battery, you can tack on an extended warranty at checkout. Last but not least are the option for a torque sensor if you want a more natural ride, or you can just keep it as a cadence sensor for a little bit of an easier ride. And even the charger capabilities is something you can pick. From there, once you've decked it out the way that you want it, you can add to cart and then input your information. And like I said, in just a few weeks' time, this bike will arrive at your doorstep, fully assembled, save for the handlebar, and then it's ready to ride. All right, everyone's favorite day is here. New bike day, unboxing day. Should we take a look at it?
I'm so excited.
Okay, awesome.
Been waiting for this.
Let's go for it. Ben, want to help us cut it open? All right. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah, I'm ready. I can't wait. I'll keep going like this. Starting well. I like the tire. Yeah. Nice. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, that looks clean.
I can't. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. I absolutely love it. Oh my gosh. I want to cry. That looks so good. I can't believe it. I did a good job. I did a very good job. I love it.
Excellent design.
Oh my gosh. This is so good. I am going to love this. Easy ride.
It's looking good. You got the wood accents on there. Fenders, chain guard. Ooh.
I love the wood. Oh my gosh. I should be hired professionally to do this because actually I'm loving it. It looks even better on live than on
I was going to say
on the website.
The real deal beats the rendering, huh?
And I even have a helmet that is the same color, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
I love it.
It's over on the table, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yes, I absolutely love it. Oh my gosh, honestly, a little tear came out of joy. It's good. Very
was
pleased.
perfect.
Very, very pleased. That's so great.
All right, so here we are. Bike day has arrived. It's here. It's unboxed. But I mean, Stefania, for you, what was it that led you specifically to Electric Bike Company, and then specifically to the Model S here?
Well, honestly, I've driven several bikes, but I was specifically attracted to the Electric Bike Company for their combination of quality, customization, and craftsmanship. I just love the fact that I was able to go online and use their easy website and very intuitive website where I could go and decide what kind of bike I wanted and then customize it specifically to what I like, and that was really, really fun, to be able to choose anything from the frame to the seat to the wheels to the handlebar. I mean, my husband and I were up all night. No, not all night, that's an exaggeration, but we were up to the wee hours of the night and playing with it and having fun with it. So that was really, really fun. But to be able to choose even more specific things like what kind of battery I wanted, the size of the battery and the motor, and just to make it really fit my needs. That was very nice. I know the quality of their components makes the bike reliable and durable, which is big because it's a huge investment.
Yeah.
Their customer service and their warranty support is excellent, so that was very appealing to me. And I've tried, and their performance is very smooth and comfortable, and it's excellent. It's an excellent bike.
Because I mean, like obviously you've had access to the warehouse, lots of different bikes you've been able to ride and stuff over time. But what was it, I guess, about like this particular, like the feel of this one that you kind of drew you to it?
How comfortable and easy to ride it is. I mean, I'm a short person, and to being able to have a bike that I can use and not feel awkward and unstable, that was a plus. I mean, that was a big plus for me. I mean, I'm not a professional rider. I'm not one that does. I ride bikes for pleasure and for fun and for exercise, and certainly this brand, this type of bike felt very stable and secure and smooth and powerful. And then their battery range is very long. So that also gives you that comfort to know that you don't have to be stuck somewhere.
I was gonna say, especially on this rig that you've kind of got with like the dual batteries.
Oh, good luck pedaling, heaven forbid I'm stuck somewhere where I have to pedal really, really hard to get back home.
Probably not happening with the amount of battery you got on there, so I think you're safe.
Right,
on that
that's why I chose the biggest I can get.
And then I'm just kind of curious because I saw your initial reaction when we were pulling the bike out and getting it all set up. But like for you now that you're seeing it in person, what stood out to you most, kind of like when you're building it, with their tool online versus seeing it in person? What just jumped out to you?
Well, I have to say I honestly did. I got emotionally pleased because it exceeded my expectation. Because obviously when you create a product through your web, a website, no matter how good it is, you're always a little nervous. It's like, okay, how is this going to really look?
Yeah.
And so I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised to see how beautiful it turned out. One thing that stood out to me was the wood details that I chosen. I liked the color combination on their webpage, but I was a little nervous that the wood feature was going to look a little cheap or fake.
Yeah.
But instead, it looks like real wood, and it looks beautiful.
It's not something you see a lot of, so having those questions like, is it actually going to be good? But like, no.
I know, I was a little worried about that, but I took a chance, and I'm glad I did, because it's really, really, really pretty. I love the way it turned out.
Okay, well,
makes it look very fancy.
Yeah, definitely.
And the seat, man, I'm ready to have a ride on that comfortable seat.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for kind of like sharing that whole experience with us, kind of like walking through the whole build process. And I mean, congratulations. I got this really beautiful bike that you
I
get
love it.
to ride home. So
I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. Thanks for the opportunity.
yeah, thank you. So you kind of saw the whole process from beginning to end, and now Stefania has the bike that she exactly wanted, which again is just something that is really cool and unique. Every single day I get to work and check my email, I've always got a new person reaching out asking for a recommendation about what bike will best match their own personal criteria. Obviously, no one bike is going to be the answer for everybody, but if you want something that is just fun, relaxed, and of course, customizable, something that you can make unique to you, electric bike company is a really good option to go with. And like I said, almost unrivaled when it comes to making something that is tailored specifically to your design preferences, be that the look or the feel. So again, I'm Griffin. Thank you so much for following along with us today. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the bike that Stefania made, Electric Bike Company, or just any questions you have about the brand or about their customization process, and we'll help answer those as best as we can. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this coming up in the future, and of course for our reviews. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one.